Okay, we are live again. This now you do know, of course. This is hey Kai, always there. It is Tuesday evening. Andreas here from Asia Mind Dynamics in our Facebook live series on coaching in all areas of life, coaching about with NLP, coaching about parents, coaching about children, investment, everything already, okay? So Facebook Live is a thing to be here today, and of course we struggled initially, so now we are back. And I'm here today with Mili.
Hey.
And yeah, wave at her. Hey. Kai, I do know you mentioned you're waving, all right? Please wave in the meantime, Kai. Stick your face into the camera.
Yes.
Because you promised me you're going to do that. I do know you're going to do that. And put the likes in there, put the hearts in there. I just hand it over. Mili, you can say something about yourself. Because Mili is not Malaysian. I shall say 2 or 3 things about you.
Yeah.
She's going to share with you where is she from, what brought her here to Malaysia, which countries she worked in, and what brought her into that beautiful area. Because today we're going to talk about expectations and in parenting and in the life of a child, and having different expectations as a parent and have a different expectation as a child. And there's oftentimes, I'm not sure if any of you are fathers or mothers or children watching here, there's oftentimes a gap. So Mili, let us know about yourself first, and I gonna check around of how I can get into the comment section already, because ask questions, all right? Always ask questions, because it's your live feed. It's not mine, it's not Mili's. You ask the question and she's gonna answer, and if I can answer something, I'm gonna answer as well. Mili, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mili and I'm from India. I've been a counselor working with a school as a school psychologist for the past 5 years, and for the past 13 years we've been in Dubai. We just moved to Malaysia in January, and this lovely place and this lovely land, and we started liking it, and it's great to be here. So great to be knowing such wonderful people like Andreas and Najwa.
And thank you for the likes that you are passing on to us already. Hey Justin, hey Kai, you saw my face popping up as well, yeah? Mili, you talked a little bit about the topic we've met yesterday, and it was quite an interesting discussion until we come to the header. So let us know what's really going on in that topic, what we're going to talk about, while I'm going to share something, check something in my laptop.
Exactly, Andreas. As I've been working, as I mentioned, I've been working with a school as a school psychologist for the last 5 years in Dubai. And I've been dealing with students right from the kindergarten age, that's from 3.5, 4 to 18, 19-year-old. So it was a huge variety of students I had with me, and it was a great experience. But then whenever I tried whatever issues which was brought into me, it was always a thing of how I communicate with them, how do I interact with them. And whenever I found that most of the cases, particularly with the little ones, there's no point in talking to the little ones, because they're still growing, and we do have to talk to the parents first, because they are the one who are molding them. So, and that's why, and then as the parents come, as we interact with the parents, we understand that, okay, this is where we have to talk, and then they have more influence over their children. Whatever said and done, they are the parents, and they can influence the children more than anyone on earth.
Let me interrupt Mili for a moment. Guys, can you hear us? Is it loud enough of how we speak? Mili, speak a bit louder, because there's a little drill happening here right now, so you got to speak across louder than the drill.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with parents nowadays, Mili?
It's there's nothing wrong with parents.
I gotta be a challenge with
We
you.
are parents too. There's nothing wrong with parents.
Ask the children.
Yes, you can ask the children on that. But then what we do is as I was thinking on it, and I would say that how we impose ourselves on our children, that's what is wrong. How our attitudes and our thinking is being imposed on them, that's something that's going wrong, and we need to find where it is going and what's the solution to it, or what's the kind of influence our attitude has on the child's well-being.
So you mentioned we are imposing us. So how specifically do we do that? What happens? I mean, do parents do that purposely, or how does it happen?
That's the best part of it. Parents don't know they're doing it. Parents don't realize that I don't say the parents, I'm not saying parents, I'll say, as I am also a parent, I'll say we don't realize how we are influencing our children, how our each day is being watched carefully in that little radars of theirs, I always say, and how they interpret it, and we want them to be good, and how we are good to others does matter, and how our values are being influenced rather than what we say to the children as such.
So Mili is going to deliver a good value here today, starting already. So invite your friends over, share this video across your timeline, so that more people actually can join in. Okay, so what are the impact of this? Okay, parents impose themselves. Why do they do this? Do they know any better?
It's always been the societal norm to be on the good category. Yeah, my child need to be on the good side. He or she needs to be on the good side of the teachers. He or she needs to be on the good side of the family. They all need to say the good things about my child. If he is not studying properly, it's not that. If he is not behaving properly in front of elders, that is not good. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. So we are not understanding. We are failing to look at that child and interact and see how the child is growing. What is that child trying to tell us?
But we don't have time as parents.
I know. I do.
Being a parent myself, I do know that. Hey, my son turned 20 today, so I'm hoping that now we can talk to him, and he is wonderful and educating us as well. So
he is going to educate you now.
Now it's his turn. Okay,
yeah,
when I was a child, I was always telling myself, hey, my parents got the first, I think I said 16 years of my life to my parents. After 16, it's my turn now to educate them. So do I have children? Do children have time to educate parents?
Actually, they do. They do it every minute, every second they are with us, and when they are not around us, they do. But only thing is that we don't realize. We don't see it happening. What they are trying to tell us, what they are communicating to us. We don't actually say it in that sense. We just say that he is throwing temper tantrums. We just say that he just wants to play with the video games. He's just being lazy. He's just being that. But then what the child wants to say, are we listening? Are we listening? That's what I am asked. I ask the parents who come to me, and all I say is that we need to be mindful parents, conscious parents as
so
such.
How do we do that, Mili? Give us a tip already now. How can we be mindful parents, conscious parents? How can we do that?
If a child is there, if we are going in a car and we are going, and both the kids are behind us, they might be on their own world and all. But then we are stuck in a traffic and we have lots of cars around us. And how do we react? We get frustrated. We get frustrated because our roads are blocked. So what are they learning there? So we get frustrated, something comes out of our mouth, we get angry, in between they ask something and that anger is diverted to them. So what are we modeling to them? They picked it up. They've already done it, so we can't do anything on that. Right. So that's what when they are around, we need to be mindful what's coming out of our mouth, what's our attitude,
think before we talk, actually. As easy as that, right?
It's not talk alone, Andres. It would be be our body language, it would be the way we take things. Okay, mama takes it in this way, so next time something happens to me, I also should take it. That's what the society is doing.
Yeah, the angry faces, the frustration.
Exactly,
the
frustration.
clenched
You
fists.
bang. You show him that when you are frustrated, you bang the table. Of course, I've learned it, and you to show.
And if they do it, what happens?
No.
You are not allowed to do that. And then you go, why do you do that? Okay, who taught you that? And they're not allowed to say, Mama, you did it. What happens if kids then say, Mama, you were doing that as well in the car? What happened then?
We are not doing that. We were doing that for that. Do you think the child accepted that? No. They are smarter than us. They said, no. That's not right. Okay, for the time being, it's the mama speaking. We accept. We keep quiet. But then when they become the mamas and the dadas, they show the same thing.
It happens over and over again.
Exactly.
And the sad part actually is, what I think as well, Mili, let's just talk about education in general. You brought the situation of being in the car. There's kids have the energy, right? They want to burst out. And I realized it actually coming from Germany to here and then raising my own kid. The large part of the education actually takes place in a car. So we are bringing the child to the kindergarten, we are putting them into a traffic jam with us.
That's
they don't
time
have
issue.
And they don't have the time to actually go onto the playground because there's no playground here, isn't it? And the playgrounds are dirty or neglected or so. So what do they do with their energy? What happened then?
It depends on each child to child. For that matter, I would never do, okay, you do this for this child, I will not prescribe or say that these are the things you can do this, because I believe in the uniqueness of each person, and each person has, like that, as each child also has a unique personality. It's growing up. We are molding that.
Right.
We need to respect that child. We need to realize that little one, that 2-year-old, that 3-year-old that's moving around has an individuality on her own.
Already enough?
Exactly. So we need to respect that. We need to respect, okay, they might not know how to express it in the right way, or how they express their wants in the right way, but we really need to respect it. We can tell them, okay, this is not, we can tell them what are the expectations we have from you, but then we really want to listen to them and respect them.
Mili is here with me. We are doing a session about education. We're talking about parents' expectations. We talk about children's expectations and what can go wrong with regard to education, that parents try, I just assume that try the best they can in certain situations.
Of course, they do. They do want, we as parents always want the best for our kids.
Yes.
So, but that love for our kid becomes polluted by our attitudes and our system of thinking. We just think, okay, when I grow up, I face these things. I don't want my child to face this, so I just bring her up like this. I'll just bring him up like this. I'll tell him this is good and this is bad. But then we are not giving the choice to the child. We are not giving that child.
But we are educating the children. Do they have to have choices?
What is education on that? That I would ask that question. What exactly would we mean by education? Aren't these education as well? Is it just learning to read and write, the education that we want?
Yeah, they got to go to school. They got to study hard. They got to get the A scores. They got to be quiet. Don't talk because your parents are tired from work so much, so you can afford your PlayStation or so.
And then we can complain that they're always in the PlayStation. Then we can complain that they're always in front of the TV because you don't have time for it. You're always busy. But
so how do you manage that, Because, I'm busy. So I believe parents are busy. It's not necessarily, I read in a Facebook discussion recently from somebody who said, like, how come that in the Western world there's more lifestyle, more slow going, enjoying life, while here a lot of working. So yeah, we are working hard. Everybody here works really hard. You're in the offices for at least 10 hours, 9 hours is minimum, I think. Then you're driving your car. Everybody lives far away. So you are in the traffic maybe for an additional 2 hours. After 12 hours out from home, you are reaching home. And all you want to do is recuperate to get ready for tomorrow, right?
Exactly.
So how do we have time for kids?
So that's the type thing that you need to decide. What's your priority at that time? What is, you get tired, okay, you can tell your kids as well that I'm tired, mama's tired, papa's tired after this long day. You think they won't understand, they still want to nag us? No, they know that mama is tired, and they will, but then we have to communicate that to them. We have to, okay, this is the time I'm coming back from school, or coming back from office, I'm dead tired, mama is very tired, or can't do anything like that. They will understand, and believe me, they will support us on that, how you can, and they would come to us, they would sit with us, and they would be silent, but then they don't want to nag us or so, anything of that, but they would be silent and they would be helping us on that.
Okay, Justin, of course, you're going to ask a question, and I appreciate very much. Justin is always asking questions.
How do you teach or lay down the foundation of good self-worth in...
So I'm reading it for everybody, loud out. So how do you, I don't even remember the question now, Justin. How do you teach or lay down the foundation of a good self-worth in children? That's a tough question everybody struggles with, right?
Exactly. How do you get your self-worth, Justin? I would ask the question if a parent asks, how have you got the self-worth? How do you know that you have worthy enough? From your parents, right? It came from your parents, right? Because they told you that, okay, it can be wrong, it can be right, but then you can always, there's something unique about you that you can always, it's not the winning always that counts. If I'm communicating it right in the way, but then it's respecting them, being conscious of how we are parenting the child, being mindful of the words that we are giving to them.
Words of power, Anna.
Yeah, exactly. And being mindful of everything, even me being mindful of the love we give them. Because recently I was hearing an article on how love spoils kids.
Talk more about self-worth for children. It's so incredibly important, isn't it?
Exactly. It's the basics that if we, self-worth is something that is kind of a worthiness, we show it to them in our family, that will be reflected in throughout their lives. Because if we do not show them that they are worthy of voicing their thinking, they are not worthy of voicing or doing what they want to do or they really like, not what we want to do for them to do or something like that. So we really want to want the kids to come to us and tell them without a fear that mama, papa is not going to scold or shout or anything. You have just laid the basics of self-worth to the child. That's what I believe in. That's because it's the lack of fear, lack of negative, lack of blockages coming from others that would build a self-worth, that I am worthy enough, I can.
Yeah, I can part is important, isn't it?
I can. That's something very important, that if he is not allowed to voice his things to you, who is a mother or a father, how can he voice it out to others? Exactly. In the family, which is a basic unit, if he is not allowed to that, and you say, go tell your teacher, go tell your friends that I will do this, I will do that, and all those things. But that's not allowed at home where he is more comfortable in. So how can he do that outside?
How do you do it when kids watch TV nowadays a lot, hear foul language. We don't want to have kids to learn that. So how do you regulate that part? Don't say that.
we need to say something. Please don't say that, but we need to make them realize it's a certain situation, it's a certain way of living, we need to tell them this is what the word means, and this is the certain situations, these are the things that that has made that person to say those words. So it better, if you are not in those please don't do that. And what is the hurt that is being given to the opposite side? So if you call names to a person, if you call names to your friend, what is the kind of feeling you just evoked in that person?
Right.
And do you like that feeling for yourself?
So if other people would start scolding them or talking to them like that as well, right?
Exactly.
Now what most parents, and I think I shared that with you when you were in your training, don't realize actually that the first 6 years, people always say, the kids forget that, right?
No.
They forget that, and whatever it is, but it's somewhat, consciously they forget it, right?
Exactly.
But somewhere in the unconscious mind, that stuff sticks as an emotional piece, as a belief starting to form, or as a value, right? You want to share anything on this one?
Very true. Actually, I would say I am the last 3 weeks, we were just going through our hypnotherapy classes, and I was just finding out how beliefs and certain things were so deep rooted in me, which I thought, oh my God, it's not I didn't believe in that. I don't believe that. It's just because of this I behave this way. But then these inner communications and the kind of things that we tell, oh my God, most of the things happen before 4 or 5 years of my age, which I don't consciously remember, but then it comes to me as each behavior I do, in the way I interact with people, the kind of confidence I display. I should always say that, because I had a great learning from this from Mr. Andreas and
Mr. Andreas,
yes.
that's me, you know. It's rare that somebody calls me Mr. nowadays, okay?
Can I call you sir also?
No, don't do this. Guys, if you've got questions, ask those questions. Justine's questions still hanging on there as number 1. Share this video, invite more people over. That would be
my
great.
sister-in-law.
Oh, your sister-in-law is here. Hello, good to see you. Welcome to this live feed as well, and also share it across, because today we actually talk about an incredibly important topic, because it's not just in Malaysia, it's globally even, you know, when I go and talk to my parent, to my mom, or even to my sister, they're saying, kids nowadays are so different, don't understand them anymore. They don't want to listen anymore. They just want to hang on the phone. And somebody else, I listened to a video recently, he said what happens is actually, it's true, it's the outcome of our education. Kids have not learned to step up for what they want, or if they try to step up, they get slammed down.
Exactly.
That's one thing. The second thing is, of course, it's more in the Western world, I think more even so in America, that there's no more a winner, but that everybody gets a medal in a race when there's a competition going on or so. Everybody gets a winner. Everybody is a winner. But then you kill aspiration, you kill the drive sometimes of children. And kids might have a wonderful, beautiful childhood, but this guy was then saying that once a child joins the working environment, the real education sets in, and then the bosses in the company have to deal with those spoiled kids who always thought life is easy, life is given to them on a silver platter, and they need to learn in the organization then, hey, it's not that when you ask for a promotion, you get immediately the promotion, you got to work for it. And in a company, people talk about failure, you know, and NLP, of course, is only learning. But kids need to learn how to cope with pressure, need to learn how to cope with challenges and so on.
We really need to. That's another aspect we really need to teach our children nowadays, because the kind of depression, self-harm and things that's coming up nowadays, we need to teach our children how to cope.
So we're going to talk about parenting today and the gap between the expectation of children. What do children want? What do kids want?
You ask them.
Oh,
You ask them.
How do I ask a 3-year-old child? Mama, I want to be a princess.
You be a princess. Okay, she can be a princess.
Of course
she can
we can.
be a princess. What's stopping it?
Exactly. With 3 years old, we all want to be princess and princess.
Then there's a stoppage. There's a block. There's a block that our mama said, I can't be a princess.
What happened to my dreams, right?
Exactly. So we can always ask, why you want to be a princess?
Okay.
There might be a second, first, like there's a chance. I want to be a princess because I want to rule over others.
Right.
So what do you want?
Do you have a prince in your family? And a princess?
I've got 2 princes in my family, and they're just like, they're gem.
What are the common mistakes parents do? What are mistakes you've done?
The mistakes I've done, I've always tried to impose myself on them, saying that they should do this because this is what is normal.
Okay, the normal thing,
Exactly.
isn't it?
That comes again and always. This is normal. This is what others are doing, and this is what you have to do if you have to have success. But then that is something we are just pushed into because we are in a society where they have to go to school, where they have to go to a playground where there are other friends. They have to have a social interaction as well, where they all fall into that normal category, and if you are not in that, you are out. You can't be quiet, or you can't be sitting in a corner. Oh, that child is so lonely, so you should bring her. But my child doesn't want to. He wants to sit over there and relax and enjoy the park. Maybe some side of his creative mind is lighting up over there. He wants to create something. Do we realize that? I did not. Many times I did not, and I used to tell them, go for the friends, go with the friends, play with them. But then later on, even they are the ones who taught me, Mama, I am like this, let me be me.
Exactly.
Then I thought, what am I saying and what am I doing? I'm preaching that to others.
It's us, no? It's us, no? It's imposing our standards, we believe. But then maybe the parents also go to a function and then they're also quietly sitting in the corner of the room. But if the kids should run around and play around, but not when the adults are around and they keep be quiet. So kids are in a very confused state, huh?
That's when we
Stephen King, sorry, can I say that? Yeah. Stephen King was always, you know Stephen King, right? He was one time saying, we always believe kids have a beautiful life, but actually they're living in a horror world, okay? Lots of monsters. And I was imagine a little child going up the elevator, or the escalator, and they are small and tiny, and all the big guys just in front of them, and the kids can't see anything else but the big backside. I'm not sure if I should have said that. Now it's out. But it can be horrible for children, okay? And then kids, they have to look up. Parents are so tall, or adults are so tall, and these kiddos are so small. They constantly get a feeling of, I'm small, right?
I'm small. You are small. You keep quiet. You are small. You keep quiet. You're supposed to sit over there. You are small. You are not grown enough to go for that. You are not grown. But the saddest part is they would see others of the same age doing the same thing. That's the difference. One parent says one thing and the other parent says a different thing.
There's a different communication as well, and different messages.
Exactly. So
more problems.
He gets confused more. Why am I doing this and why is he doing that? So that's a more confusion. So it's always better to tell them in advance what we expect of them and why we expect of them. What are the reasons that these are the expectations? If you're going on a marriage or if you're going on a dinner or somewhere, that you are supposed to, and why is that you're supposed to sit over there? Because you need to have food properly. You cannot invade in other people's privacy. So as you want your own space, other people also want. So you need to put that expectations beforehand. But don't put over expectations, please. That's
our topic, right?
But we need to give them our expectations and listen to them.
And it's so much easier for parents, isn't it? And I would like you guys to give Mili another like for that great comment. Also, because you're speaking louder now, right now, it was fantastic. Okay. Give her a thumbs up. It's so much easier to not play with kids, right?
play with kids.
Yeah, just give them a handphone and then
They're happy.
there they go, right?
They
And I've got my time to relax as a parent.
Exactly. Even more of their handphone, having the handphone and playing that. What I found more dangerous was that what is right now is that not interacting. Why he likes that game most? Why he likes those kind of shooting and all those kind of killing most? What is he trying to say?
Okay.
That's something that I would really like to ask that kid. Why are you playing like this? Okay, you have the handphone. There are games of different ages for different ages. Why are you playing this as such? What is it that would reveal a lot about the kids? You don't need to do every day with them. You please don't pester them every day. Okay, why
are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
Please
Okay,
don't
it's like your boss coming to you and asks you every day, why are you doing this kind of work? Why are you doing the comma? That would be all the way too much, right?
Exactly. So once in a while, have a time alone with them. If you have siblings, if you have one or more kids also, have a time alone with each kid, each one, because they would have both positive and negative things to tell you. They would have hundreds of things to share with you. But 5 or 10 minutes, you ask them questions that would just tickle them to switch on, and then they will start.
And if you don't have kids, you just grab one on the street and talk to that child because it's most likely very lonely.
Just so you can do that now.
What I think is it's very when you just mentioned it, why do the child play this game of killing and so on? What people need to realize, I think, it just comes to me. Somebody's influencing the children, right? Somebody's influencing them to play that game. And they do that strategies to reach out, and it's just normal business sense for companies who are creating these games to reach out to those children or to the adults playing this game. So they have influencing strategy. They are reaching out, they're catering actually to the needs of the kids. While when a parent is in there and says, use it quietly or you study harder, so don't play that game, and the kids want to do that, somebody's always communicating. And oftentimes, actually, those we don't want to communicate to them. I'm getting lost in my own thoughts here. Hold on, let me start again. That those who we don't want to communicate to our children, can you follow what I'm saying? They succeed sometimes, right? While we need to communicate to kids, but we fail many times.
That's what we need to have an idea. That's what I say mindful parenting is all about. We need to have an idea what we are and what we are seeing, what we are doing, and how is that being communicated. Communication is not by words, and I till a tender age of it's not tender age also, even to a certain level communication is not, because even if I am talking to you, my communication is more than my words and the meaning each person takes. Same goes with our kids also. The mood he is in, the kind of atmosphere he is in would all be different, and the same words would be taken at different words. So what I would suggest always is that have an idea what the child wants, what is he doing, what is his mindset at that point of time, and then talk to him, and then make him realize the things that if he is doing something that's really wrong and that's not according to what he needs to grow up in a nice manner as such. But we need to have that discussion. You need to tell the child, okay, this is not what is supposed. These are the consequences of these things. So you need to tell them. If we are truthful and frank to them, they would be same with us. I can guarantee that 100%, because if we are not truthful to them, first thing is they are learning to lie.
Of course.
They are learning to hide their emotions. They are learning. It's not appropriate to tell everything at a certain time. You need to check on many things and all this. The self-worth we mentioned earlier, it all comes. This level comes down on all those things. So we need to check on all those things. If we have taken up the responsibility to parent our child, we need to be a mindful parent.
The challenge is actually we only have a limited time with children, right?
Exactly.
And we spoke to many parents, Najwa and I, when we do our training, that parents come to us and say, I don't know how to speak to my kid anymore, or my kid is rebellious. There are videos online. I mentioned it in a different Facebook live session where a child was actually getting so angry that the parents wanted to take away his computer game, that he wanted to attack the parents. He was standing there with 2 knives. And the child was about 7 or 8 years old, basically speaking, and telling the grandparents, I kill you if you take my game away. If that is an outcome of an education, then it's really a heavy outcome.
What I would say, Andreas, would that if I would take something so close to yours, I would take that away, that has been with you for years, and that been your sole help or friend or whatever it is for you, and there's nobody around to share, and this is the only thing that I have, and if you take that away, wouldn't I turn violent?
Oh yeah, of course. Now I think it's a very important comment Mili just said, that the child who was planning to attack the parents and the grandparents because it took the game away, the identity of the child, the importance, maybe not even the identity, most likely, that thing became so important, nothing else mattered to the child, and that's actually terrifying.
This is part of me they are taking away. He is so much emotionally attached to that person that he feels threatened. His whole existence is threatened by that. Obviously, we all want to survive. We all have that survival instinct in us. We need to survive. So it just came out in the way he knew.
Right. And a child is 6 or 8 years old, or 10 years, maybe it was a bit, I don't know, around that level, okay? If that is the only ability, something terribly went wrong in communication and ability to express it earlier. And most likely he has learned it from the games he played, that, hey, violence is okay.
Yeah.
And it's a way to get certain things, right?
Exactly.
What are your plans? You mentioned earlier you are now you came from Dubai. You were doing, what were you doing in Dubai? Let's get to a bit of a normal conversation for a while.
Okay, I came from, I've been in Dubai for the last 13 years.
13 years?
Yeah, it's like kind of a second home for me. So we came back. I've been working as a school psychologist over there in an international school. So we had to come over here because of my husband's job transfer. So we came as a family. My children go to school, new school now. So I'm just settling in. As I used to interact with parents a lot during my last job, and then what I found is that there's kind of a limitation when you work with a school, or that when you have a kid of 5-year-old or 6-year-old and you have a behavioral problem that is exhibited in front, that the child exhibits, and we don't know the source of it. We don't, unless and until we don't know the source, we can't pluck it out.
Of course not.
So that means you have to talk to the source, which is a parent. And as in a school, there's a limitation for us to how we communicate with the parents and all those things. So what I found is that it's always better to have the parents first, talk to the parents, and I never used to talk to children as that, because rapport, as we say, it's a very common word, it's a very misused word also. But then the rapport building with the child, if we have to build that trust with the child, it's very difficult with the child as such. But then, and they say, if we are brought to a counselor, it's something I have done terribly wrong.
Don't go to a counselor. I must have, what kind of parent am I?
Yeah, exactly. And the parents also, you went to the counselor, you
my God.
You have any problem?
Yeah, must be the worst case parent, so don't want to see a counselor.
Exactly. So all those things, I found that communication is the key part. If it's communicating with the kids or it's communicating with the parents, we do a lot of therapy. So how do we communicate in a better way so that things can be learned, the ideas can be conveyed in a more faster way and a more meaningful way? So that's when, as I was searching on that, because and I found about NLP and Asia Mind Dynamics came here, and
thanks for the promotion.
Yes, but then NLP has really helped me a lot, because particularly the presuppositions that we work on, has really changed my outlook as such.
Right,
Earlier, I
right.
knew the subject of psychology, I knew the therapies, how to work on that, but then now I do really know how to really make that impact on the client we have, and that's a great thing I have learned for the past 3-4 months.
Wow.
And I've been working on that, and I can see the change in me as well as my interaction with others.
All right. And what are your plans here?
I plan to start on my own, but then for a short period of time, I really want to know Malaysia and the people. I would be associating with some hospital, clinic or hospital or something. Then after a while, I'll be starting on my own.
So if anybody knows somebody in a hospital or a clinic, or maybe listeners to the video, Mili, I can post your email address afterwards,
Sure, you can.
so that people can reach out to you. What are 3 things before we wrap up? Now let's slowly wrap up, if that's okay with you. What are 3 things you would advise? I like to always wrap up with this. 3 things you would advise parents to do in order to cross the gap between the children, or to their children.
I would always advise the parents.
3 things.
3 things. Okay, first thing would be know who you are.
As a parent.
Yes.
Okay.
Who you are. What are your values? What are your negative and positive emotions? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Know your child. Respect your child. Believe that he is something. He is not something of your property as such. He is something that is growing into an individual who is going to grow out of you. He has grow out from you, and he has to lead his life on his own and be a mindful parent.
Okay, so if you like what you've heard today, then give Mili, I'm giving her a big heart and so on my own here right now. So there's a me right now. If you want, can give her one. Yes, there are more coming maybe, hopefully. Of course, we continue next week with our session, something new maybe, possibly. I have some ideas of what to do. Thank you very much for today. Thank you very much for being here with us. It was a fantastic day, fantastic evening, that we could just get to know the gaps and what to do. You want to say one more thing?
I really want everyone to. I really want to thank everyone for listening to me and give me those wonderful likes and hearts. That's so nice of you. Thank you very much.
And remember, the kids are our future and the world's future. That's my last words for today only. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.